If you make less money than me, now you're a bill for me.
Some of us have to realize that she just wants you for your wallet.
I won't date a man that makes less money than me. Why? I already work 7 days a week. I have 2 kids. I have a certain lifestyle. I'm already hustling, trying to be on my wealth journey and do this and that and the other. So now you're a bill for me.
Let's start this off real simply. This is your preference, how you want to date, how you want to move. That's fine. You're right. Older woman with 2 kids. That's fine. This is how you want to look at dating. We're not here to tell you that is wrong. We always just talk about the consequence of those type of choices. What are the outcomes you can actually expect when you move and groove like this, right? We'll just be fair about that. What I'm saying here is when you're describing a lifestyle, it has nothing to do with love. It has nothing to do with that man. It's sort of improving your life outside of finances. Okay, we're in a transactional era. That's what we're doing here. Men, why are we slow to adopt? Why are we slow in the uptake? Why is the burden of financial proof always going to be on us? Simply because that's how men were. That's what men's supposed to do. We are working with an outdated modality in this very new era. Well, women say they evolve, say they change, say they're doing well for themselves. They're getting degrees, they're getting jobs, they're making their own money, they're having their own accounts, they're buying houses, all of the things. Yet why we're supposed to play the traditional game? Well, that's your role. Yeah, you change your role. You adopted, you evolved. I hate using that word, but you evolved. So men, I think it's high time we at least even the playing field and start saying the same thing. If you can't improve my life financially, if I'm taking you on as a bill, why would I do this? Or matter of fact, even if I want to blend the two, the old school and this new way of thinking, let me at least limit my financial liability to you. Yes, let's bring our lives together, but let's make sure in the advent of this separating, we know exactly how this is supposed to roll. You get to benefit. I upgrade your life simply because I am in it. The places I like to go to, the vacations I like to take, or the quality of things I do that my money allows me and affords me, this is what you two can enjoy, but it's only through me. It's not a melding, it's not a merger, it's not an acquisition. Your life, I'm simply not here to pay your bills. You get to enjoy, oh, he lives here, he's in a high rise, he goes over here for vacations. This is more than I do. Okay, so while we're together, you get the benefit. The minute we're separated, you have to know that that benefit stops. And I'm talking the same thing in terms of marriage. You don't get to play this game, the rules that were made for 40, 50, 60 years ago to take care of you in the advent of the separation, and you haven't worked. You're working now. Most women are working now. Okay, so let's understand this. When this split happens, this is how it's going to be. If you cannot benefit me, let's put love aside. You cannot benefit me financially. What happens? So listen, before we continue, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss no uploads. Still going strong. So got another month to do of doing our tour days. But besides that, membership is open. We got merch. So hype the video, share the video. So if men took this play from Women's Playbook, and I'm always an advocate of that. I'm not here trying to downplay, say what women doing is wrong. No, let's look and adapt. Let's look and say, okay, we're getting beat over here. Right? We're getting beat. We're getting beat over here. Let's now find a way to adapt. Let's find a way to actually say, oh, that's a decent strategy. If all you want to talk about is finances, right? Then let's talk. Let's do that. Let's move like that. Let's make sure this is wholly transactional. Let's make sure we understand when men are looking and say, what do I get for this? And you don't have an answer. Okay, this is why this relationship stops right here. If you can't tell me how being with you is going to be financially actually be beneficial to me, then no. You don't want to go 50-50. Okay, no. What am I supposed to get for this 100% I'm providing? And I don't like the answer. You're an older woman, 2 kids, and you're telling me, okay, he still has to make more. Okay, I understand. No shade to that game. He should come with the very same demands. How are you not a financial liability? How are your kids not a financial liability? If you don't have an answer, oh, my kids are paid for. Okay, that's less money than we could do something together. I have to now, if I'm still living my type of lifestyle and I have to pay for you and those kids, or you're paying for those kids, well, there's less that we can put for investments. There's less money we can put down for a down payment on a bigger house. There's less money that we can put together down for X, Y, and Z. It's not a financial, it's a financial risk. What am I supposed to benefit from this? If you notice, these conversations tend to now lead into, now she's talking about the emotional things that she can bring. I don't get to bring any type of emotional, I don't get credit for the emotional things or stability I bring to you. You all want to know about finances. You don't talk about any security. You don't want to take on a protection. You don't talk about stability that a man can bring into your life. The discipline he typically shows. You don't want to talk about any of that. You want it to be about finances. So let's stick to about finances. The truth is, it's a colder game. When you look at the numbers, and we like math, we like numbers, we like data, because it's going to show you that you carry the majority of the debt, consumer debt. You carry the majority of it. Student loan debt, you carry the majority of it. You still don't earn as much, specifically in the Black community. You don't earn more than men, right? Well, not just specifically Black community, and across all genders. You don't make as much as men. You don't work as long as men, right? You're not willing to sacrifice other parts of your life to work like men. And whatever you feel about the gender pay gap, we're just looking at the results and data where we are right now. So if you want to go band for band, bar for bar, person for person, most men are going to out-earn you. To a varying degree, that, you know, it all depends. So this conversation where women are saying, yo, I can pay for all this stuff myself. To what degree? To what level of quality are we talking? You want to upgrade from that. So most of you saying you want a guy that's making as much or doing better than you. Okay. What if men turn around and said the same thing? I need you to be making as much as me. Better? Cool. Well, we'll leave that aside now because I can already see your face is scrunching out when you hear that. But you have to make as much as me. Or at the very least, you've got to be within 10 to 15%, you know, match my salary around there. So now we can actually do something together. Or is you're supposed to be a high earner, he's supposed to be a high earner, and he still pays the bills? That's old way of thinking. That's a very old way of thinking. And we understand we are not traditional people anymore. We're not a traditional culture anymore. And that's never a thing that's coming back. That's never a thing we're going to walk back and find ourselves in those shores. It's not happening. So I think it's time for men to redefine what it means here. Redefine how we're supposed to be dating. Because this transactional thing, it seems like it's here to stay. Okay, let's just update the playbook. It's a trailing effect. We're behind the 8 ball. We're still adapting. Let's make this actual directional change and say, what do your finances look like? How much debt do you carry? What's your credit score? How many loans do you have? How close are you to bankruptcy? What's your 401k balance looking like? Do you have a 401k? Do you have a Roth IRA? Let's start asking real questions, financial questions. And when you don't like the outlook, just say, hey, we're not financially compatible. You have these expectations of me, and men just turn around and say, it doesn't really matter what you do because I'm going to take care of it. Nah, stop taking care of it. Stop taking care of it. If you want to pretend, or we say, well, you don't, same thing with wifely duties. Well, you don't get wifely duties on a girlfriend's salary. Okay. Why should you get access to any of these things that I'm capable of doing? If we just want to go into this transactional way of thinking, we want to say F love, don't talk about it, don't bring that up, love don't pay the bills. Okay, what pays the bills? Effort, money, time. Okay, and so where's your portion of that? Oh, you don't? Then let's just continue to be girlfriend, boyfriend situationships, never really moving past that, no marriage, no moving in together, nothing like that. I think when women threaten this and say, yo, I never want to live with men, we're fine with that. A lot of us, those of us that made some of themselves, we're fine with that. We like that idea. You got your place, I got my place, we got our alone time. Come over when you feel like it, right? That's fine. A lot of these conversations get down to talking to men that have never made anything of themselves. That's why they need your space. That's why they need your car. That's why they need your finances. And these are the men you're probably trying to exclude. Exclude them. Don't have their babies, just exclude them. Cool. Now when you talk to the other people that have made some of themselves, all your stuff sounds highly reasonable. In fact, so reasonable, we should adopt it. But listen, if you disagree, let me know down in the comments below. If you see other videos on your screen, check those out. Let me know your thoughts about those in those videos. And of course, if you listen to sound my voice now, you have not subscribed, I think you should. I'm trying to build something dope. I'll see you in the next one.